What's a Shamtasticgang? A little bit of this, a little bit of this. Okay, welcome back to another video where we are talking about the season 2 of Dandadan. If you've never seen my face before, my name is Shamar Miles, and currently we're in our Apollo Era, the Match Manga series, where I discover and talk about BLs, cover season 2 of Dandadan, and also the horror story of the summer that Hikaru died. Also playing games like Bleach Rebirth of Souls and Demon Slayer Hinokami Chronicles 2. Honorable mention, I went and seen, Infinity Castle. And I must say, although the movie was long, like 2 hours and 35 minutes, I thoroughly enjoyed everything. But first, have y'all ever seen this before? It's called Go For It Again, Nakamura. It's a BL and it's going to be animated in 2026. It was love at first sight when Nakamura met his classmate Hirose. The two became friends after the shy and awkward Nakamura finally worked up the nerve to speak to him. But being so buddy-buddy with your crush is a whole new kind of torture. Can he keep it together and not scare off Hirose? I'm so excited. But anyway, this video is about Dandadan Season 2, Episode 10 and 11. The season has finally concluded. So shout out to Science Saru. Okay, so let's start with episode 9. So episode 9 is like eerie, like a little creepy. And it's so funny because this episode is introducing this new character named Kinta Sakata. And they like introduce him as like this new pervy type character. Because they, in the last episode, they like, at the end, they introduced finding Okarun's balls again. And so I'm trying to wonder, like, how's this character important? Is he going to have powers or, what's going on? And where's the story going at this point? But, okay, so let's break this down, right? So I always have a little bias when I watch Dandadan because I'm trying to take this anime seriously. Like, it just seems like it's no really like story point like where we're going to learn something or understand the story, if that makes sense. But it just seems like after every episode it's like it's something that's so captivating about it, like the animation in episode 9, like introducing the kaiji, is crazy. And even like for them like showing the creepiness of Kinta. So anyway, let's break Kinta's character down. So Kinta's character is introduced as like a character that's eavesdropping on Momo's and Okarun's relationship. And he's like envious because he wants to be popular, and I'm assuming that he's straight. But for some reason in this episode, he says that he's not into guys, but he's attracted to Okarun. But I think he's just saying that he's attracted to his aura, and now that Okarun is popular, which I don't understand how that happened. Like, where did his sudden popularity come from? So as we previously described, they found Okarun's balls in like this abandoned place where Gigi used to live, right? When they were fighting the earthworm, in the previous episodes. So only like the main gang knows about the objective to get Okarun's balls to solve the Turbo Granny case, right? So like Momo, Aira, Gigi, Turbo Granny, and the other Granny, the main characters, So Kenta is like being a creep. He's following them around and he's like trying to be envious because I guess he has a crush on Momo. And he overhears them talking about balls and testicles and everything. And he's like, this has to be the way to get girls. Or this has to be the way that Momo wants me to talk to her. So he ends up calling it spicy talk or spicy language, right? This episode is so funny, bro. Dandadan is just funny in general. One thing that's disappointed me in episode 10 and 11 is that Gigi is not involved in the fight. But we have to mention Aira. First of all, okay, let's finish Kinta. So Kinta is following them throughout this whole time of Okarun and Momo looking for his balls, right? And they're like, stay away, you creep. He's like, why does Takata, you know how to pronounce Okarun's name. Why is he allowed to have spicy talk with you and I can't? So basically he's just being annoying and he's following him. So at this point I'm recognizing that he's becoming a part of the cast. He's going to be a regular member. So at this point I'm still in my head too, like, what is his power? Like, what can he do? So by this point, Aira is notified because the kaiji, like, everyone is starting to get involved with the situation because the ghost, like, for some reason, every time a ghost or some type of paranormal activity or something abnormal happens, all the regular humans disappear. And that's been like a common thing in season 1 and season 2 that I've been noticing about like these encounters. So Aira and Gigi hurry up to the scene where Kinta, Okarun, and Momo are. And so Aira is like, you finna name me your team captain. Don't be giving orders. So Momo gave Gigi the orders to carry Kinta to their house, right? Where the nanotech and stuff is. So Aira is like, don't boss nobody around. I'm the leader. You need to acknowledge me as the leader. Okay, Gigi, go take Kinta to the house. So Okarun, Momo, and Aira are about to fight the large kaiji, right? Well, first of all, I didn't even explain that the thing that's holding Okarun's balls or whatever is able to cloak itself. I'm about to spoil episode 11. Wait. Okay, y'all, let me back up because I done mixed up some of episode 10 with 11. Okay, so basically the monster, the kaiji, has like camouflage covering, right? So Okarun can't can only sense his boss. He can't like really see it. But Kenta's superpower was he was able to see the monster cloak, device thing like from different angles basically. Because it can't be camouflaged from all different angles. So they posted lore, like Kenta's lore all throughout the episode about him understanding what this monster is because he's read these type of comic magazines and he's like a weirdo. And honorable mention, like talking about the music, the jazz, and everything inspired by his character, I think is so cool because none of them else like have that type of vibe about them. So basically, Momo, Okarun, and Kenta figure out about the camouflage cast, and they figure out that the Kaiji can strike lightning, right? So when they find this out, Okarun goes all in on the Kaiji, right? And the episode ends. That's the end of episode 10. So in episode 11, that's when Aira, let's speed back up. That's when Aira joins the fight and she's like the leader and all these things. She's bossing around. And this is really her time to shine. She really uses acrobatic Silky to her benefit. Like, I knew I liked Aira for a reason. Like, she was my favorite character besides Gigi. I think Gigi's character design is like the best over all of them. And I think I can relate the most to Okarun. Like, personally, like, even like how he was acting in episode 10, how he's so nervous around Momo. And always in his head about like doing the right thing when it comes to like courting or yeah. So let's go ahead and finish up episode 11 since we already didn't dive into it, right? So basically, Kenta and Gigi are running away from, well, Gigi is carrying Kenta away from the fight, right? And they're starting, Aira, all them, they're starting losing, and they're starting to realize that the Kaiji is too powerful for them, right? So this is the exciting part to me because I feel like the Evil Eye should have been a part of the fight from the beginning. But apparently everyone is still afraid of the Evil Eye's power, which I don't understand. So they had explained that the Evil Eye agreed to fight Okarun only on Tuesdays, right? So that's another reason. They explain so many things at one time. So while Gigi is carrying Kenta, right? Kenta is sweating as like he's running as like Gigi. So Gigi stops and is like, hey, you need to stop because your warm sweat is going to make me transform you. We don't want to see that happen. So Kenta is like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm going to sweat and snot all over you. He's just being an asshole. Like, just annoying. So some of his sweat gets on Gigi. Gigi, like, miraculously fought back the power of the Evil Eye the first time. So then, for some reason, Gigi somehow swipes the book back past Kenta's face or something like that. His sweat like graces Gigi again, and he immediately turns into the Evil Eye. And the Evil Eye gets irritated and slings the book bag, like slash Kenta's head, and it destroys like a building, which is crazy. So like, I guess they're trying to still tell us that the Evil Eye could kill anyone at any time it wanted to. But it stays strong to the promise of fighting Okarun because that's the strongest opponent that they're fought. So now at this point, the Evil Eye's like, oh, today is the day that I'm supposed to fight Okarun because I haven't been able to transform. So the Evil Eye is like running away from Kenta, just hurrying up trying to get home. Because Kenta told Momo, because Momo told Kenta that Gigi was supposed to run home and protect him, right? So that's how the Evil Eye ended up going. I hope I'm explaining this right. We're going to get to the bottom of it. So the whole gang realized they're too weak to take on the Kaiji, right? So everyone is about to run back to the house. And this is where we found out that Grandma is famous and she's on some type of TV show in another country, or somehow they describe it. So they start trying to figure out solutions because the Kaiji is now on the way to the house. And at this point, they're tired of the house being destroyed. So for some reason, Okarun comes up with this idea about using the nanotech or the nanoparticles in order to defeat the Kaiji, right? So automatically in my head went up like, oh, you can build anything you want, so they're going to build something to beat this. So apparently maybe this is Kenta's ability. I'm not sure yet. I haven't watched the season finale, so I don't know. He's like using his imagination to build something huge, which goes back to the reference when he was like running back and forth past Okarun with this doggone action figure. And Momo said that was the first thing that came into her head to think of when they were building this thing. So Kenta took the responsibility or the credibility of building this new weapon to fight the Kaiji. And that brings us to the end of the episode of 11. They're about to fight the Kaiji, I guess, in episode 12. So Shamtasticgang, that brings us to the end of the video. I'm ecstatic for the season finale of Dandadan season 2. It's just been reported that the season got an 8.3 average and 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. So quickly before I end this video, I want to talk about the Chainsaw Man movie that's coming out September 26th. I will definitely be sat at the AMC theaters to go see this. Shamtasticgang, I definitely love you, and I will see you on Monday for the season finale celebration of Dandadan 2. If you like this review and video, make sure to give this video a like, a follow, subscribe, do all those internet things. I'll see you in the next one.